Hey everybody, welcome to Immortals Inc. podcast. Mikey, John, I have John with me today.
We're here.
Good to be here.
You guys ever wanted to go on a star voyage, adventure in space?
I mean, sounds fun, right, John?
Oh, desperately. Desperately.
Did you ever wanted to play a giant amoeba creature that you can just squigs around and fit through doorways?
I don't know about that one.
The more fast food I eat, the more I feel like I'm getting there.
Well, then here we are at Star Frontiers.
What is Star Frontiers?
No, please.
Well, mine aren't as exact as yours. I'll say old space game. That's my answer.
I mean, fair enough.
But
it was certainly one of the earliest science fiction RPGs.
I think one of the better ones.
Well, it was
okay,
certainly the best supported of its era, right?
Yes,
so it came out back in 1982, and the creativity credit is to TSR's staff. I think there were an awful lot of people that did bits and bobs for it.
The art, because it's like, what was the other space game? As Traveler at the time, right?
Traveler was the big one at the time.
This one,
Gamma World was a sci-fi game that had been out before.
That's a whole different genre.
It sure is. But, and Metamorphosis Alpha had been around for a bit.
That's more of a Gamma World, I think, too.
Kind of. I mean, you're inside a giant world ship.
Yeah. Oh, spoiler.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Spoiler for the...
Anyway, Star Frontiers, I remember it came out, like Traveler was like this huge universe spanning... do anything, and there wasn't really any aliens.
I mean, it was very much inspired by Asimov, right?
Yeah,
so you've got humans and then different humans.
Yeah, that was about it. And then, but it was like this huge universe. We could do anything, and it was almost too much for simple minds like me. Because at the time, whatever, I was 12, 10, 15, whatever. Well, like this came out, I was 12. So, this came out and it was space, but it was like...
You just liked it because you were playing a space cop.
No.
I think so.
Maybe, possibly.
I think he's
I don't know what I played back then. But it was like, it wasn't so, like, they had adventures which were like, okay, it was almost like you went from your dungeon crawling of D&D.
Yeah.
And then you went into this. And it was like they had good stories, backgrounds. They had it wasn't so like Isaac Asimov. You made the reference.
I mean, Traveler was very much Asimov.
Yeah, it's just universe, galaxy expanding, and just all this information you got to use. This kind of, for lack of a better word, to me, like kind of made it simpler.
It spoon-fed it to you.
Yeah,
right.
You.
I mean,
it
gave you a plot and a storyline, and you just went step by step through the adventure. And there were a whole bunch of pretty well put together adventures, especially for the time, right? Mm-hmm. I think there was maybe 8 or 10 in the line.
Gave you a little bit of the Star Wars feel too.
Oh, definitely, right? I mean, this came out in 82. Star Wars was 77. Mm-hmm. It was definitely building on that.
And it just was a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, and then it had Trek elements too, right? Because you had this alliance of different alien races with your humans and your Dralicites, right? The amoeba guys that you were talking about earlier. And then you had the flying monkeys, the Azarians. And the Vrusks, right? The praying mantis guys. And those were your good guy races.
Yeah.
And then you had the snake people as the bad guy races, the Sother. Yeah. And a bunch of these races we've seen again, right? They all showed up in Spelljammer, the 3rd edition, or 2nd edition rather, and then again in the 5th edition version.
Except for the amoeba guy.
No, the Dralcite's still in.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's funny. They were just reminding me of Herculoids with the cartoon with
I can see that.
Anyway, it's just so dumb. But I think they were played for humor too, those guys.
Oh, I think everything about the game kind of had a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek feel. Not that you had to play it as a humor game, but
it was definitely, you could play, it was there to have fun, not it wasn't like Traveler was like super serious, like
definitely.
Fate of the universe and there's wars and you got to have a backstory. This was like, oh, we got to go see what these idiots are doing over here in this spaceport, and you just, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, and then so after Star Frontiers came out, like I said, it was well supported with adventures. Then we had the Nighthawks box set, which gave you space combat, right? So
I never got into that, but yeah,
it was pretty well done. Where you'd have larger scale, going from Starship up to going from Starfighter up to Starship type things. And then the book I don't see you having on the shelf here, and I'm kind of disappointed.
It might be at home.
Zebulon's Guide to the Galaxy.
I have it at home.
Because Zebulon's Guide completely reworked the entire rule system and actually made it work well. I think it's pretty critical if you wanted to run an extended.
It's also harder
Star
to get.
Frontier campaign.
It's harder to
It is
get.
much harder to get. Yeah.
And it's I remember I had to get that from somewhere. It was hard to get. I like searching these things out, but yeah, it
took
is
a little bit. It's a little harder to track
Shady
down.
back
aftermarket.
alley deals of
Black market deal.
yeah, like this. My sealed copy, which John's like, turn it over. I was like, man, I don't remember getting a sealed copy of this. He goes, turn it over, and it's like resealed at Gen Con or something like that.
Resealed
I was like,
2 years ago.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot. So it wasn't that special. So plus, I thought it was a little clean.
I mean, I wonder if people do that. Do people do that where they will double shrink wrap it? And
Oh, yeah.
then
So
lie about it.
Back in the day,
yeah, oh yeah,
I worked at a bookstore, and if somebody unshrink wrapped something to look at the contents, we would absolutely re-shrink wrap it and put it back on the shelf.
Wow.
Yeah.
that's different though. That's in the store.
Well,
Like I've seen people selling stuff like, and they'll be like, oh, this set, I got this shrink wrap box, and then there'd be like 5 people like us go, that was never shrink wrap when it came out, and they're like, oh, I got this shrink wrap book, and like, no, you don't. It's like,
I mean, it is technically shrink wrap.
You may have put it on there, but I don't think it was. But yeah, like if you have something new and a customer takes it off, go get it re-shrink wrap. That's okay. That's acceptable, but now not a collectible item that you're like, well, it's original shrink. No, it's not. But anyway, that's me being dumb. I don't even realize what I have sometimes. But yeah, that Nebulon's guide. They also had the 2010.
I believe there was 2001 and 2010
Space Odyssey,
Yeah, which you could pick up at every KB Toys for just 99 cents back in the day.
for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Now, not so much.
Well, there aren't any KB Toys left.
Well,
so
I meant
that
they're
does
just
make it
you
challenging.
can't. They're a little more than 99 cents now, which is wild to me.
It's crazy to me, some of that stuff that you see that was just being blown out on clearance, and now it's
you can't
the collector's market is crazy.
We still
for it.
have that. I have stuff I can't give away, and like 2 years go by, and now it's like $500 or something.
Absolutely.
Okay, whatever. But I like Star Frontier. Like you would have probably liked Star Frontiers.
It sounds pretty casual compared to
imagine
like
like Star Wars or did you ever see Ice Pirates?
Oh yeah, Ice Pirates is very much on brand.
Ice Pirates is like a weird movie that has all these like high name actors in it. When did that come out? 80s, obviously.
Oh yeah, I was in grade school.
Yeah, and it's like it's humor that is funny.
So
look at that.
This is worth pointing out too. So there's a whole bunch of chits in here, and these I think are about 1 centimeter squares.
Mm-hmm.
And the chits fill the squares, but the adventure that came with it used this map, and then you've got a little more generic stuff inside. So if you wanted to run around the city and explore the spaceport, you had all that.
That's what
ready to go.
That's what I meant by like it was easy to.
Oh yeah.
It was easy to play. It wasn't like you had to have this huge imagination or thing.
You drawing everything out.
Yeah.
It was ready to go.
Yeah, you put it on a table, play, and then what system did this use? I can't. It was a.
Well, I remember it changed with Zebulons. I think it was percentile initially, though.
Yeah, I think it was something. It was easy because I don't remember it being complicated.
No, it definitely wasn't complicated.
Yeah,
I believe memory serves Zebulons basically added a skill system onto it, which is kind of what made it work.
Yeah, this was just fun.
It was fast and loose.
Yeah, you run around, do fun stuff like this. Anything comparable to that out now? Are they going to re-release this? Aren't they always re-releasing the old games?
I mean, so there was.
I don't.
There
think
was
they
a
would,
group that tried to re-release this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the same folks that said the TSR name is out in the public domain, so they registered the trademark.
Yeah.
Saw that the Star Frontiers name, I think the trademark on that had lapsed, so they said, we're going to publish Star Frontiers. And then Wizards said, no, you're not, and sued them out of existence.
Yeah, because they still own that, right?
Exactly.
And they're
which is why they were
damages as
dropping the same races into Spelljammer.
Yeah.
Because they
could.
could.
Yeah. They still
that
own
makes sense.
Right. So are they going to release this actual material again? I'd be shocked. It might be available in print on demand through drive-through.
It is. I could tell you that it is. But yeah, you're right. They wouldn't re-release something like this. Is there a game compatible? There's probably Starfinders is probably
Starfinder's got a lot of similar feel to it, though that's got magic with it.
Yeah.
Honestly, we've got Star Trek licensed games, we've got Star Wars licensed games, both of those are going to have a lot of the same genre feel
Yeah, we
that you're
talked
going to get
about
off of
Star
this.
Trek Adventures.
Right. The
That
second
was-
edition of that's coming up real soon.
Yep.
And Star Wars is still on the shelf from Edge.
Yeah, they got it, but it's a good nostalgia feel if you have it laying around. They had a lot of adventures for like 5 or 6 adventures.
At
They
least.
supported for at that time period. That was a pretty big support.
Yeah, and then there were adventures that built off of Nighthawks too, if you
Yeah.
wanted to add in the spaceship combat.
And what I really like is the Elmore artwork. That's Elmore,
Is
right?
iconic, yeah.
Yeah, that gives you the whole feel of that. That guy just kind of created all the '80s. If you can hold that, that cover
Yeah, so
up.
you got the box set cover, and then the box set cover shows up again in the expanded rules, but then I don't remember who the artist is on this one. I don't believe this is an Elmore piece. It's a little more basic.
He's
this
also
was the basic
Here.
rules, and then you had the
Give me
expanded
that,
rules.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you, because this artist was also
he did a ton of stuff.
Yeah, he was also created a lot of the work for.
TSR back in that era.
Anyway, somebody throw it in the comments.
I'm sure somebody knows better than I do.
Easily,
Could be. Might be easily.
he's also there. But yeah, it was good. But so if you ever wanted to go throw back and see some stuff that's fun and an origin of it, and
Inspiration for what we see today.
yeah,
Definitely.
still good adventures if you want to read
yeah,
them.
it'd be real easy to, if you could pick up a couple of these adventures, you'd have an easy time swapping them into any of the more modern game systems.
So don't give up on this, and just remember this is where a lot of the stuff comes from. So,
A lot of history in those boxes.
well, the shrink wrap box, there's plenty of history.
Yeah.
We don't even know what's inside it, really.
I know. That's what I'm like. I'm so dumb. What did I pay for this?
All the money.
You paid the original shrink wrap price.
Yeah, the original sink wrap, right? Oh, that wasn't that bad. That's probably why I didn't open it. I just assumed it was right. It's Gen Con, right? They wouldn't rip me off.
Everybody there is honest.
Everybody.
No, they're not. So, yeah, if you're having fun, if you liked it,
Yeah, you guys could like, subscribe, join us now. I'm going to put that link right in front of you guys, QR code for you guys to join and support us even beyond that, which we appreciate anything, including a subscribe. And thank you, John, for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for talking about some old stuff and making me feel way better about my age.
this came out before you were even born.
Oh, I'm sure.
No, come up
I
before
know.
your parents were born.
I smelled the dust.
Dust.
Yeah,
Well, maybe if you'd clean in here every once in a while. It's like
there's vampire parts in this box.
it's like a hovel in here. All right. All right, guys, later.
Good gaming.